Hey, all right. Welcome everybody to part 3 of our modern manufacturing series from SimpleSoft Solutions. I am Jessica Wirt, the customer success manager here, and we are doing this series to focus on the customer experience in sales and how technology with different partners can help improve your CRM customer experience. Today we have Paul Tedford, the CEO of Synergy Resources. Paul has been with the company for looks like around 19 years. Is that right, Paul?
That's right, Jessica, and good afternoon. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for joining us today. And Paul comes to us with a strong background in ERP and solutions. Did you want to introduce yourself really quick, Paul?
Sure. Like Jessica mentioned, my name is Paul Tedford. I work at Synergy Resources. Been in the ERP industry for about 19 years. Working in tech support first, right out of college, moving over to product management for a while, and then doing about 150 ERP implementations in different functions, and now the CEO at Synergy Resources. So thanks for having me on, Jessica.
Great, great. Well, yeah, we're just going to go through a couple of questions revolving around the ERP and the customer experience in manufacturing. And so the first question is, as you know, manufacturing is evolving with technology, not just in the current situation, but it always has been. So how is a strong ERP a critical piece of that?
Yeah, Jessica, good question. And as we've talked about previously, there are many ERPs on the market today, and the right manufacturing-focused ERP helps by becoming the tool or really the central hub that brings everyone in the organization together and sets the foundation for growth and continuous improvement. A couple examples of how strong ERPs how a strong ERP implemented well, I should say, that we have seen recently with our customers. I'll just give you a few. So the first one is, when you implement an ERP, it really gives you the ability to not only change the technology and the tool that you're using, but to focus on change management internally with your staff in your company. And that really allows for process improvement. So we recently had an example of a customer that just went live that was a manufacturing company for many years, but they just added field service to their company. They were in capital equipment. So not only were they making the equipment now, but they were also going in the field and installing it, testing it with their customer. So having an ERP that could do both manufacturing and field service was incredibly helpful in improving, their efficiencies and standardizing their processes. So I'll just give you like a rundown of what they do now, which is very different of what they did before, but that'd be a longer conversation. So they were able to create, the complex quote using the built-in configurator in the ERP for product and services. And then they could turn that into a sales order with a single click, as well as getting signals to the right departments to create the manufacturing work order so they can fabricate the part, so they can schedule that against all their other work and purchase any missing materials. And then the service work order was also scheduled out in the future and kept in sync with the stages of the manufacturing stages. So when the manufacturing was done, the system, had the field service order for the installers already. It provided them the information for where to do the delivery, the specs on what they need to do for the install and test. And they did that all right from a mobile device right in the field with their customer. So when the install was completed, they could take a picture of the completed thing. So they had that for their records. They received the customer's signature right on the tablet, and they selected a button which basically sent it back to the home office saying it's ready for invoicing. So now they could speed up that velocity in the invoicing. And all of that whole process from quote to cash and everything in between was done without re-entering any data more than once. So that data flowed, and all the members of the team from quote to cash were able to drill down to all the related info, collaborate, and really be more efficient. So some of our customers obviously don't have field service, but they have manufacturing, and the same results or similar results would happen in manufacturing. So what the first benefit that we really see in today's new ERPs and an integrated system is, increased efficiencies while also increasing revenue, and at the same time reducing cost by not requiring the additional overhead that might be needed without that integrated system. So That's one of the main things that we certainly see. The second piece is the outcome of having everyone in the company on that single system and entering the data in that single system allows for the powerful data that's being collected in the ERP to be used to provide things like key performance indicators, metrics, analytics, and reports that ensures our customers are on track and can make data-based strategic and tactical decisions. And there's so many things that we see by a great ERP, but those are two of them. I have a couple more if you want me to keep going, or
yeah, no, those are great points. So why don't you expand a little bit on how that can integrate, the importance of integrating it maybe with other platforms, right? Especially like we specialize in the CRM, and as you know, we work together as a partner a lot to bring the ERP and CRM together. So all those pieces that the ERP can do, the importance of kind of integrating across all systems.
Sure, yeah. Today's ERPs are very powerful, and some of them certainly have tools in them like CRM, and they're good CRMs. But what people want today sometimes are best of breed CRMs, like what SimpleSoft provides, and other best of breed CRMs have, because some integrated CRMs in the ERP, they don't have things like marketing automation to automate nurture and drip campaigns, or they might not have integration to Outlook. So, having those best-in-class CRMs and having it integrated, just like we mentioned, allows increased efficiency by no duplicate data entry. But it also allows for things like, having the customer 360 experience, because you don't have the same information having to be entered in the ERP and the CRM, but people out in the field, like the reps, or if it's a remote rep or an outside rep or a distributor or a dealer, or if it's the inside team, they don't want to log into two systems and look for, hey, did something ship? Do we have any open RMAs that I should know about? Have we quoted this before? I don't want to give them a different quote when I'm in the field. What's our delivery performance look like? What's the last communications we've had? So, one system, with an integrated CRM, as one example, allows for that, as well as forecasting things like future demand on the shop floor, when you can see, what's in your pipeline, what's ready to close, and then know how to plan for what you have for current firm and released orders, plus what's likely coming down the pipe, right? So just being able to automate and improve the internal experience and efficiencies and customer experience is huge with, those integrated tools.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you see customers using the ERP to, do more with less, or grow more, grow their business more without having to double the staff?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a good question. So I think you and I were talking offline a couple of weeks ago about, sometimes our customers and the customers that you work with have, a little bit of trouble finding help, for example, qualified help, I might say. So, some of the things that people have to do with ERP by improving these efficiencies is, automate some of the tasks. But they're able, typically what we see is they're able to do more with less, or more with the same staff. Or they're able to take the staff that usually have that same staff I mentioned and do more strategic tasks. Like, for example, if IT was using maybe an on-premise based ERP and they decided to host it in the cloud or use a true multi-tenant cloud ERP, now they're not worrying about all that stuff in the server room. They're not worried about backing it up, making sure the security is good, the licenses are in compliance, the patches are happening, doing upgrades, things of that nature. So instead, they can work on those reports we talked about, making what the business users need in reports, or using the tools in the system for automations or personalizations. So if you can do that, it really helps the business grow and have a foundation for growth. And typically, again, we don't see people letting people go. It's more, hey, let's do more or less, because sometimes we can't find quality staff, or we want to increase revenues without at the same time decreasing overhead. So we're increasing profit with the same people.
Yeah, absolutely. These are all good topics, and I definitely appreciate the time today. And I'd like to give you a minute to just maybe talk about Synergy Resources. I think everyone knows that at SimpleSoft, we're an Infor partner, and we specialize in the CRM, but you guys specialize in mostly the ERP. And so I just wanted to give you a moment to maybe talk about what your company is best at and how you can help some of our customers.
All right, great. Thanks for that opportunity, Jessica. So, our mission at Synergy is really to help manufacturers reach their full potential. And how we do this and what makes us so unique, we think, is our people, our staff. So we have a very deep bench of very talented and experienced manufacturing experts. Our team has worked in industries like aerospace and defense, electronics, medical, capital equipment, machine shops. We have customers that make boats or fabricate boats or pools, things like commercial things like that, as well as furniture and fixtures. So a lot of different walks of lives our folks have, kind of walked in our customers' shoes. They've been on the shop floor. They've worked for years in manufacturing. So, and not just in, cursory ways where they work there on like a summer vacation from college, but they've, worked in many years, like on the shop floor doing scheduling, helping with procurement or doing the procurement or managing the supply chain or working as the VP of operations. Many of our consultants were CPAs or controllers, and they also hold impressive manufacturing and technology-based certifications. So I think, when I look at people that I work with, you can work with a person that makes a house, but if they come with strong recommendations and they've had more experience and they can bring more ideas and thought leadership and best practices, their tools, like their hammers and their equipment, is going to be the same as the other folks, or maybe a little bit better. Like we think our ERP is a little bit better, but what makes the end result so results oriented and brings great results to our customers is really the people and the interactions with our customers. So that's one of the things that we really think that makes us different. But we also take a lot of time to collaborate with our customers up front to ensure, we're bringing the right product for their needs. We want to understand what they want to improve, the business goals they want to meet. Is it they want to improve their on-time delivery? Do they want to improve their supply chain? Do they want to, integrate their CAD systems to the ERP so they're not duplicating data entry? Do they want to do faster quote turnaround times? They want to have more visibility into their costing on the shop floor. Do they want to close their books in one day and it takes them 6 to 10 days now? So it really depends on what their goals are, and sometimes their goals are more, more complicated than that, or sometimes they're simpler. But we want our customers to be, very successful and want to work with us, them to want to work with us in a long-term partnership. So, one of my goals and our company's goals is right now we get most of our business from referrals, but we like to have that even up to 80%, and that really comes from having incredible positive experiences working with Synergy with an ERP implementation or some of the best in class supplier portals or e-commerce portals that might integrate into that, or CRM like we work together, Jessica. So those are some of the things that make us different. And lastly, we're easy to work with. We're manufacturing people. We love manufacturing. We think it's the heartbeat of our economy, and we're just doers. So and we're dedicated to our customer success, as mentioned. So I think that makes us different, and we have great technology. But really, when it all comes down to it, you can have the best ERP in the system in the world, but if you don't have the right people and personalities meshing and a spirit of collaboration, these projects cannot go as well as they should. So I think that makes us different. And we have about 900 customers, and many of them came from us from referrals and many case studies, and that's what makes us excited, is helping the manufacturing industry. So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all great stuff. Yeah, so thanks again for your time today. I really appreciate it. Good insight into the industry.
Thanks, Jessica. Thanks for doing this and inviting us, and I appreciate it. And talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you. Everyone, be sure to follow the rest of the series on our YouTube channel, and I will have some information on Synergy in the end of this video if you'd like to reach out. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Jessica.